I can't even with these people. I can't even. Like normally. Okay, y'all. It's me again, Violence Conductor. You know what it is. I didn't plan on doing a show today. I really didn't. I was going to be going to sleep. I'm a little tired. I was here editing, just getting a little work done. And I was like, man, it's been a long day. Just going to call it a night. And then I saw something on my phone. And I'm going to share it with you guys. And the whole thing just made me annoyed. So now that I had to be annoyed, I'm going to pull it up so that you guys can see what I was annoyed by. I'm going to load some tunes in here. Let me, and I'm going to give people a minute to jump in. We're going to do a long form discussion on the topic I'm talking about right now. And I think you guys might have seen it when you looked at the title. Madam Web is not our fault. It's not our fault. Madam Web is not our fault. And I'm getting really annoyed and fed up with watching people try to blame the customer for a product not selling. And I think the main thing that's really getting to me is that I did years of sales. I've been in sales most of my life. From probably the time I was like 16 on, I have dealt with some version, some form of sales. Call center, door-to-door, vacuum cleaners, alarm systems, like the whole nine. Just the stuff that nobody wants to do. I've had to do those versions of sales jobs because that's what was available. And never in the history of sales, never in the history of anything that I've ever seen, was it cool to blame your customer. You know what I mean? Like I've never been in a business where they said it's your customer's job to buy something from you. So that's what we're going to talk about a little bit today. Because there's some stuff I'm seeing that is like absolutely ridiculous on the internet. So give me a minute. I'm going to pull this up. Share a little bit with y'all. This is bananas, man. I don't understand how these people think that you get away. Like, this is the project we're talking about. This is the main one. Right? So, a lot of us have seen this movie. This is Madam Web. Okay? Now, I went to the theater hoping this movie was going to be good. That was my hope. I was like, man, I hope this is like fire. I'm a Marvel fan. I want Marvel movies to be good. I was like, oh, it was the chick from, the 50 Shades of whatever I didn't watch in there. And then it's Mr. Square from Parks and Rec. I like that guy. Who else is in there? I think Mike Epps was in there. Like, I like him. It's Day Day. I'm with it. Then who else is in the movie? Well, the chick who, anyways, she does a lot of projects where she's showing off her figure. Let's just say that. And I was like, cool, she's in a role where she doesn't seem to be doing that. So we're gonna see, pure acting and what she has the capability of pulling off. Because the first 3 movies I've seen her in, her boobs are out. So I'm curious to see what she could, like, what her real range is. Right, cool. Who else is in this movie? I don't even know who the dude was who played the villain. I don't know what movie he's from. I'm not great at that. We've already done a review of this movie. Okay, then I forget what the black chick's from, but I've seen her in something else where she looked totally different. I think is that the girl from Sabrina? I think it's the girl from Sabrina. I'm not sure. Dakota Johnson. So we've already did a review of the movie. So I don't really need to talk about the movie too much, but here's what I want to talk about. Isabel Merced, I believe is her name. I'm going to pull that up so you guys can see what I'm looking at here, because it is. I was getting ready to go to sleep until I saw this. Okay, I was heading to bed, and I saw this little joint here. Let me see if I can maximize this for y'all, because this is atrocious. Okay, so Isabella Merced said, this is, she's from Transformers. She's like, I want to fight them. The little Spanish chick living in the, I think she's in a junkyard or something like that. She says, they said, Madam Web fell for one simple reason, for the same reason the Marvels or Birds of Prey have failed. Because the male audience still hides a deep contempt for everything that is starring strong, independent women. The actress of Peruvian origin praises James Gunn and says she just accepted to be Hawkgirl in Superman Legacy when she read the script where Lois Lane is really the protagonist. Superman is the symbol, but she's the ideal, She's the ideal brought to action while being a normal woman and real. Okay, first and foremost, let's do this in reverse order. If I go to watch a Superman movie, that is not me saying I want to go watch a Lois Lane movie, because that movie already exists. I think it starred Jennifer Lopez, and she's fighting people who wanted to hurt her. Or Jennifer, anyway, she's got like 3 movies where she fights a bunch of people. There are a bunch of movies where a woman is the lead and she's strong and she does the thing and she's the protagonist or the hero or the murderer or the fighter or whatever the thing is you want her to be. There are plenty of opportunities for people to do that. It happens all of the time. There's a lot of movies like that. I'm not going to go watch Superman Legacy if the point of the movie is Lois Lane doesn't have powers, but she's stunning and brave. That's not a Superman movie, and I'm not even that big of a Superman fan. I'm not going to go watch that. If you tell me you're getting ready to do an X-Men movie and the whole movie centers on Professor Xavier and Legion and we never see any X-Men, I'm not watching that movie, because that's not an X-Men movie. That's a different movie. It's kind of one of the reasons I had a little bit of an issue with Songbirds and Snakes. While it really wasn't that bad of a movie, especially comparing it to the other parts of the series, I was confused because I thought I was watching. I was like, who's the lead character? Is it Snow or Lucy Gray? And I think the Rise of Snow is a better focus, but it felt like it stopped being about him and started being more about her. So I don't think it landed very well. Right? Anyways, I digress. The point is, I'm watching these people talk about these different projects, and with her, she's saying Madam Woodfield because the male audience still has a deep contempt for everything starring a strong woman. So I remember watching things like Red Sonja. I remember watching a number of different things. The reason I bring this up is because I'm a male audience member who didn't like the movie. I haven't liked a lot of the movies that they've had starring female leads recently. I don't have a problem with a strong female lead. I watched Villainous. Thought it was a dope movie. Most of you never heard of it. Stars a female lead. How have I watched that? But most people I know haven't watched it. I watched Chocolate, which is a foreign movie starring a female strong lead. How did I like that movie when it's literally about an autistic young girl doing Muay Thai and rocking grown men for like an hour and a half? Makes no sense. It's a fantastic film. If we're men and we don't like strong female leads and protagonists and all this stuff, like if that's really the deal, then why do we watch movies like that? How did I get through that movie if the deal is that we don't like movies like that? It's a conundrum to me. If anybody in the audience can answer it for me, I'd really appreciate that. I'm gonna pull this up here. I'm gonna let you guys see a snippet of Chocolate, which is one of my favorite Muay Thai films, one of my favorite action films that I've seen in a very long time. I want you to tell me how I sat down I bought the DVD. So I want to be clear. Not only did I watch the movie, I own the DVD to this film. I own it. It's a little girl. It is a little girl. Well, this is particularly problematic scene in 2024. It's two people with autism fighting, I believe. But he's breakdancing and she's doing, Muay Thai. Let me see if I can get to something. Oh, see, like boom. My man's hitting freezes. Oh, hit her with the Tony Jaa. Then she steals his style, starts putting hands on him. See what I'm saying? Nobody cares that that's a girl. Watch what she does. Puts the paws on him. Tough. She gets wrecked this whole movie, fighting grown men, brawling the entire time. Fantastic movie. I didn't hear nobody talk about Mary Sue. I heard nobody say anything. Look at that. Ooh, right in the neck. Kicked him in the neck. Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you here? Then she gets up to rage out on like her dad because he was a deadbeat. Not her dad, some other dude who treated her mom bad because that dude was a deadbeat. Whoops his tail. There's no man comes to rescue her in this movie. She's just beating the crap out of people. It's awesome. Why did we like it? Protagonist had a traumatic situation, started off life rough, overcame a bunch of obstacles in order to find the power to put absolute paws on people. Earned it, took damage, all the things a good hero is supposed to do. She did all the things, and we loved it. So where's the misogyny? I can guarantee you it was mostly men that watched Chocolate, and that I think kickstarted that young woman's career. I think Yi Japanin or something like that. I think she was in she in Protector 2 with Maurice Crump and Tony Jaa, if I'm not mistaken. Who watched that movie? It was guys. Matter of fact, the stats that I heard from Madam Web, let me pull them up. Let me just do some research here. Web audience, mostly male. Let me see. It was 53% men, 47% women. It is a movie that stars women. Where's the energy? Where's the Barbie? Let's get together and make sure we get more movies like this. Where are the girl parties to go watch this and dress up in the cosplay and the costumes? Like that should have been a whole movement for y'all. This could have been a big thing for ladies in action. We can't do that for y'all. You got to do that for yourselves sometimes. You did not need us for Wonder Woman. You guys made it happen on that with no men needed to come make anything happen. So I don't understand what the difference is between something like Wonder Woman and something like Madam Web. And then how does Isabella Merced, who I typically like in movies, right? And she actually did a pretty good job in this one. How is it men's fault to fix this? I'm genuinely confused. I'm trying to really understand what were men supposed to do to fix the problem. And if you knew that men are the problem because men aren't going to go support this project, well, whose fault is that? Let's review this comment again. Let's go back to her statement. We have it. Men have deep contempt for everything that is starring strong, independent women. So Marvel and Birds of Prey, same reason Marvels and Birds of Prey failed. Okay, well if that's the case, then you're saying the executives are dumb and don't know how to pick a movie and or how to market it. Like you're not. This does not fall on the shoulders of any group, because nobody is owed your money. Nobody's owed any of our attention or any of our time in any one of these areas. I don't understand. I don't know how you can imagine this is going to go well. Like, what are you thinking? You're going to browbeat the men into watching the project? You'd have a better bet of enticing the women to come out who didn't watch your movie to come out and watch your movie. The numbers for Madam Web were abysmal. So that meant that the audience was split about 50-50, leaning towards men, you're welcome. And then the problem isn't who did or didn't get to watch it based on gender and sex. The problem is most people had no interest in watching the movie. It has nothing to do with the sex, gender thing. You didn't market the movie well. It was unenticing. It was something that people didn't want. I don't know which reason it was, but it's one of those. But it's definitely not because people are men and people are women. That's not the reason why. I mean, it's not. It's not. And we can try to make it about that all day. We can play those games as much as anybody wants to, but it's not. Business 101. It is not the customer's job to buy your product. It is your job to convince the customer that they want your product, because they don't need your product. This is a commodity. We're talking about a movie, fam. People do not need to go watch these things. They don't have to. I have relatives right now who have not seen a movie in years, who have not gone to the theaters to watch a project in years. And I haven't had television in 15, 20 years. And I'm perfectly okay with that. It is beyond madness to me to watch business people whine. And I saw the same thing when they're talking about Disney in general. Disney, now Sony. It's like, hey man, like nobody wants to hear rich people whine about anything, if you really want me to be honest with you. But let's just, if we're gonna keep it a buck, almost nobody cares to hear rich people whine about things. So already you're off to a bad start, because you already live a life that most people are probably envious of and will never get a taste of. And then number two, on top of that, you're complaining. It's not gonna go over well, fam. I'm sorry. This is one of the prices, I believe, of fame. You are like an object, you're a thing, you're an ideal. People tend to not view you as a human with emotions. You're an icon. And as much as it will boost you up and lift you up, if it goes bad and they can drag you, many people will hit the 180 in a freaking heartbeat. It is what it is. It's the price of fame. If you don't like it, don't play the game, man. Just don't play the game. But the point is, again, we're talking about business here. And we have people who are complaining about the realities of running a business. It doesn't work. It just doesn't work. That's all I really got to say. I didn't even want to talk about this today. I was going to sleep, but I could not believe Isabella and what Isabella did here. Because this is like, there's no honor in this. There's no grace in it. You people just sound whiny. And I'm saying this because I am an actor and I produce things and we work on movies. And sometimes we make some of these same mistakes, man. But one mistake I have never made is thinking that I am owed or due somebody's attention or money. If you're not like a close personal friend or family member, I haven't done something personally for you, if I haven't been over backwards to make your life better or easier or whatever it is, like if I haven't done any of those things, like you don't owe me nothing. That's the thing. You don't owe me anything. And the fact that there are people on this earth that think that the Isabella Merceds of the world, these people who seem to believe that the money in your pocket is owed to them, that is wild to me. I had an experience about that when when I first moved to Austin. I pulled up to a stop sign. This was on Wells Branch. And on one side of the street, you had as Arm Ministries. It's like something Restoration Ministries. And these people who use the ministry they take donations and they try to help people get off the street, out of prison, and fix themselves up and recover. And then the other side was a homeless man. Now, the two were walking along. I saw the Arm Ministries dude. I gave him $1 and I was getting ready to pull off. The homeless dude walks up to my window and I'm like, yo, what's up? He goes, yo, man, why'd you give him our $1? Why'd you give him our money, man? He was really mad at me. And I looked at him and I was very confused. Then the light turns green and I pull off. And I sat there in my car for a minute and I was like, what you mean our money? I'm coming off of work. You ain't been at work. You was out here doing whatever wildness homeless people do in Austin between the hours of 11:45 a.m. and 4:37. So what you mean our money, fam? This ain't no our money situation. This is my money situation. So I was really, listen to me. I almost went down. I was down by like Palmer when it really hit me, the weight of what this homeless man was saying to me. I almost hooked a U-turn and came back up to come see him and park my car, get out and have a conversation about how there is no such thing as our money, fam. I did the labor, it's my money. That's what happened. And when I hear stuff like that, that reminds me of this quote. As I said, I'm going to share this again because it is the wildest thing I've ever heard from people who were supposed to be in business. And I'm never going to get over it, bro. I'm never going to get over this. Isabella Merced literally said, Madam Web failed for the same reason the Marvels or Birds of Prey failed, because the male audience still has a deep contempt for everything that is starring strong, independent women. Fam, how do you even imagine that that's going to be an effective technique to get people to come watch your next project? And moreover, as I've said, how do you believe that you are entitled to somebody's money and time? That's slavery. What you're talking about there is slavery, that you are entitled to time and energy and money that you had nothing to do with for a commodity, for something I don't even have to have. That's not food, water, shelter. That's not self-actualization. It's nothing on Maslow's hierarchy at all. It's an entertainment. It's a movie. I go read a book, learn something, make some bread. I can learn how to trade stocks or something like that. I could be working on me getting into the movies myself. So I've watched so many of these movies, and it's the same thing I watch over and over again. People make a bad movie. Normally, there's like some message they're trying to put in the movie, and the message is at the forefront of the movie instead of being woven organically into the fabric of the movie. Then people don't like it, or it's weird, or they subvert an expectation, and then they're like shocked that people don't like it, which is wild to me, because you went out of your way to do stuff that's strange and awkward. And so then they blame the fans. They say that it's the fans' fault. They're istophobe or, misogynist or whatever the thing is that they tried to add in that people didn't like the way they did it. The person has a problem with those individuals. It's like, no, men have watched a lot. In this instance, men have watched a lot of movies with women. Again, they said the audience was 53% men. The question is, if the movie only sold tens of millions of dollars, where were the hundreds of millions of women? Why weren't you taking your daughters to go watch this movie? Where were the girl parties? Where were the pink parties to go watch spider ladies kick butt, take names on screen? Where are all the fans of 50 Shades of Men that I didn't watch? Because it's not an action movie. Well, there was action, but it's not my type of action. Where are all those people at? I'm sure a lot of those stars made some kind of hefty paycheck on it. I don't know what you paid to Dakota for this. I don't know what you paid Isabel. I don't know what you paid any of these people for this movie. Were they worth the dollars that were spent on it? Clearly, whatever you paid on the special effects and all the other things didn't come out to being worth whatever you spent on it. So I'm hoping the actors at least were. I hope they got some butts in the seats. I don't know. I have no idea. But if y'all got any questions, let me know, because I don't got a lot more to say about this. It's just wild stuff out here, folks. For all my business people, my film entrepreneurs out here, these people who do business in the world of film and entertainment, please hear me. I want y'all to really listen to what I'm saying right now. You're not in the business of entertainment. You're not in the business of art. You're in the business of show business. And if you cannot do business, there is no show. If you keep making bombing, tanking movies like this, people will stop making them. They'll either stop hiring you or they'll stop making movies like this. It is incumbent upon you. You owe it to yourself and the other people who want to make these styles of movies, who want to get into the field, to do good business. This is not good business. This isn't even business. This is activism. This isn't even sales. You can't sell like this. You can't sell. You can't complain your way into making people do what you want them to do. And most human beings have like a built-in resistance mode anyways. Like the moment we feel you putting weight on us, we're out, bro. We're already out. We're going to check out. We don't want nothing to do with you. We don't want to hear it. We don't want to hear it. We will actively resist you on purpose if we think that you're trying to coerce us. That's what will happen. That is what people do. When you try to force them to do things, you try to force them to watch things, what they do is they absolutely resist you. And they say, hey man, I'm not going to watch that at all. I'm not interested in that at all. I'm pissed off. And then they'll tell their friends that everything you just put out is garbage. And they will actively try to take your project. I want to show you something. This is just a good example of something very funny to me. So when we talk about men and watching action and not liking women, I want you to look at something here. Now, I've fooled around with these titles a lot. This is going to be pretty funny. I've just been fooling with the algorithms and seeing what I can get on YouTube, changing titles, changing covers out every couple of months to see what happens. I want you to take a look at this project that I'm about to put up on the screen, because I think this kind of proves one of the points wrong that people are trying to make when they talk about male fans and the toxic masculinity and how they won't watch a strong female protagonist. This is just a fight scene. Okay? People don't even really know the story about what I'm about to show y'all. It's just a fight scene. fight has 119,000 views. 119,000. So the most popular fight that we have on our channel, which skews like 85% male as far as I think our watchers go. The most popular fight is the one with the two women who are fighting who are not doing anything sexual. They're not even dressed sexy. Where's the misogyny that won't watch women fight or be in charge or be tough or be strong? Where's it at? Even in my own content, I can't show it to you. We did a project called Chronicles. You know my favorite part of this 10-minute fight scene that we did there, 10-minute short? My favorite part of that project was, it's actually part with Layla Anastasia because she's freaking tough. She just a trooper that whole time we're fighting. Her and Marissa just did such great work out there. But there's a specific combination that Layla does where she like cuts the dude, uppercuts him with her blade. While she's down, she's grabbing a handful of dirt, throws it in his face, comes back down with an 8 over the top with a sword. It was so vicious and dirty. It's my favorite combination in the short. We're definitely using it in the movie. The best picture, they have the best costumes. Layla and Lindsay, the sisters, Moami and Scorpius, they have the best costumes. And when you see the picture of them in the forest with the colors, with the reds and the greens, man, it pops so good on the cover. I might even be able to pull that up. But again, according to everything everybody's telling us, right, we're not supposed to like that. This isn't supposed to be stuff that we like. Men are supposed to hate these sorts of shots because it's not a guy being the main protagonist. Let's see if I can pull it up real quick. Boom. Their costumes are probably the most intricate costumes of everybody in that particular short film. And they look dope. Let me go ahead and like that picture because it's one of mine. They look dope. So, anyways, that's all I got to say, man. It's like these conversations deflect from the topic. The topic is, it's your job to make a quality product. And then even if you have made a quality product, it's your job as a business person to market it effectively to get people to actually want to buy the thing that you're selling. Now, be that with a whole bunch of cash or influencer marketing or whatever technique you go, grassroots, I don't know what you have to do. But the point is, it is not the consumer's job to want to have to buy your product. That is an unreasonable thing to say. That's a weak thing to say. It is a cowardly thing to say. It is an immature way to look at doing business. To look at it as if you are owed something is the height of entitlement. To believe you're owed someone's hard-earned money in cash for a commodity of something that is for entertainment that they do not need, when they have to feed their families, they have to pay their taxes, they have to pay their HOAs, they have to fix the tires on their car to pass inspection. People got real lives out here that they got to handle, and you're saying that they owe you $15, $20 to come watch your movie where you can even bother to write a good script with a decent premise, like you care about your craft or the art that you're in or the business that you're trying to pretend to be a part of. So guys, if you want to make arty films and you want to, I don't know, do it for the cause, maybe you don't make $200-300 million movies. Make $100,000 movie with the money that you raised and the money that you made from your job, and then you go shoot on the weekend with your friends, and y'all can make art for 50 to 100 grand and be happy with that because you don't need to make the money back. But if you're going to go out here and you're going to talk to investors and spend hundreds of millions of dollars of other people's money that they could have put towards literally anything else, please at least try to be responsible, fiscally responsible. You're in the way of the rest of us out here trying to do it for real. You are blocking, you're making the rest of the team look bad. And I'm not saying it's got to always be about money, but if you're asking for hundreds of millions of dollars, then yeah, man, it's kind of about money at that point. If it wasn't about money, you wouldn't be asking for it. So I think that least you could do is act like the money matters, because it clearly matters. Because if half these actors and actresses weren't getting paid, they would not have showed up to do this movie as a passion project. It would not have happened. They showed up for a payday and for what this project could do for their careers. That's all I'm saying, man. People need to learn this lesson. They're going to set everything on fire. People are going to stop watching these movies altogether. And I think that'd be a real shame. Yeah. That's all I got. We'll do a deep dive on it. One day we're going to get a couple people on the show and we'll talk about the state of film and what we're watching happen in these projects out here. You want to watch a good movie with strong female leads? Go watch The Woman King. Don't listen to the hype. Go watch The Woman King. You can skip Madam Web and go watch The Woman King. That's all I'm saying. All right, y'all. Have a good one. I'm tired. I get back to work.